All right, next up, we've got Dr. No. Let me just get the portfolio up here. Okay, so this is Dr. Norman. No, Dr. No's portfolio, which is interesting because isn't your last name Bishop? Shouldn't you be Dr. Bishop? And if we're following the pattern, Dr. Bish or B? Dr. B. Is he a doctor, though? All right, so straight up question was, what is needed to round out the portfolio? So student, 3D art, code, environments, materials, and props. So straight off the bat, I want to know what you want to be, because I don't know what you want to be, because it looks like you don't know what you want to be. It's a Bond reference. Ah, I see. I see. Okay, so these look cool. What is this? That's interesting. Oh, that's interesting looking. Just the way it actually feels painted, you know? Environment, artist mainly. All right. So I would put that here. Don't even say student. It's okay. Just say environment artist. Or you could you could do that. You could put environment artist mainly. I would giggle at that if I saw it. And I'd be like, all right, this guy has some humor here. Humor. So some really interesting scenes and materials and like just colors, I guess, is the best way to put it. Dang, what? Dude, this is cool. Oh man, that's super cool. Yeah, having elements that are closer, like parallaxing faster, would be really. You're doing it a bit here, but you can see like with the birds that are running with you. It's like you should simulate the birds that are closer to the camera running slower, just so that they like pass by faster, so they're not keeping up with the camera. I think Big Z's right. Putting the video up first would be good too. This is 6 months ago, so I don't know if you have that stuff in maybe higher res. I think it doesn't even need to be a GIF anymore. It can be a video now. Because this might have been before you could upload videos, right? And you might need to have Pro to do that. I'm not sure. But let's dig through some of this stuff. I'm just gonna click on things that are interesting to me. Like this one looks cool. Desert cliff material. So the way that this is layering on itself, I feel like the phrasing of saying stylized is allowing you to you're using the word stylized to crutch on it, if that makes sense. Man, that sounds terrible when I say it like that. I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just it feels the way that the shapes are forming makes it look like it's more like scales because they're all evenly like layering on top of each other. Yeah. And the way the colors gradient in a material like this. Oh, you got to go switching? All right. Have a good weekend. So the way that the rocks are layering is kind of strange already. It's kind of more like scales. Maybe that's the stylized approach. The color gradients feel really strange to me, like how it goes from this like red color to more of this orange yellow, and how it's like a smooth transition. You'd expect it to be separated in the same way that the elements are kind of separating themselves, unless it's like you're going for a really spray painted effect. I would try and instead of a gradient, even if it was here, is to use similar shape language in breaking up between the two colors. So sharper color switch? Yes, but I mean, maybe not sharper is the right term. More more in line with the shape language that you're seeing on the material itself. If the break between these two colors was more following, doesn't have to follow these shapes, but matching this type of shapes. Like it doesn't need to be exactly where these edges are, but following the similar shape language, I think is the best way to put that. Man, from back here, it looks really interesting. Again, it's interesting that you're putting the GIFs at the bottom. This shot is quite strong. I think if these were scaled down, maybe like, does this scale? Like if they were maybe like that size and they were both rotating, that could be quite interesting. It gives out, it's kebab rock. Wow. Oh, see, now I can't unsee that. That's bad. So you have an article, the demo reel. Man, I really feel like Artstation should make a demo reel button. I don't think your demo reel should be in here. It should be like you press it and it takes over your top banner and the reel plays there, right? And then after the reel finishes, then this stuff fades in again and then your portfolio is below. That sounds sick and means no setup for you other than a button. Get Leo in here. I want that now. So, oh, this is cool. So it's really high on the roughness. Like it's really glossy looking. Oh, wow. In this container like shape, this goes a long ways. I think if you could make a tileable version of this as like a strip, and then you could just have some tubes and just displace them after they come out, you could just place tubes and let the material take over the mesh. There's a place for that on the About page? Really? There is. That's weird. It's very hidden. Not a lot of people click this. You want to dunk your hand in there? I went to a restaurant once and ordered something that looked just like that. It was a poor choice. I don't know what I was thinking. They were pretty upset about that, that I had that opinion. I tried it, though. It worked out. Yeah, a reel is very... it's difficult. I think a reel for people that are doing animations or that have film sequences, it makes a lot of sense. But a lot of the times the stuff we're showing here, unless you're making entire environments that you can run around in, I think static images or like still video shots per scene goes a long ways. Let's see what we got here. Oh, this is pretty cool looking. I like the way you're presenting the surfaces. I feel like this could be bigger, just because it's weird that there's this dark side here. I would go like full frame and then like triple the size of this. I love this backdrop though. This idea of having a backdrop. With this getting bigger, it probably starts to compete with the focus of this. If you could get this maybe like that big, get rid of the sides, and maybe darken the background just a tad bit, you'd be in a good spot. Oh yeah, see, this is cool. You're like framing it with that's interesting. That's a cool material too. These are very like abstract materials, which have a place. Oh yeah, that's sick. Using it in a scene would be really nice. Dang, this is cool. Yeah, it looks like you were having some fun. It's got some Doctor Strange shape language to it. See, I don't know if you need a still of it if you've got these. There's a lot of scrolling in here for these materials. Yeah, so getting rid of the stills, because I think with the way that they've displayed the videos in Artstation, I think they've intended for you to be able to pause it. If you don't have motion blur, it should look almost like a screenshot. Unless your screenshot's supposed to have motion blur in it, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's a lot of scrolling going on in here. Dang, that's cool. You prefer having screen caps divided? All right, man. All right. I mean, why don't you take this? Let's see if you could do this. So if you had Photoshop, right? And you dupe this up here. If your video was like this, and this was still on the side, and then this was rotating, that could look hot, man. You stole my idea. Maybe make sure this is, you want this spacing here to be, this is how I check. I probably should have a better way of checking that. Of the name of the thing here. It's all presentation, man. Presentation's super important. Let's check out this modern kitchen here. Wait, does this show? I hope this is showing for you guys. I remember this kitchen. So you see you've got some aliasing. They call this aliasing when you get the kind of flickering. It's basically you have more than one pixel trying to be displayed in one pixel. So it's like fighting to show which one, right? So if you can, the way to get around that is to render your image. Let's say you render it at 4K or 8K and then sample it down. If you rendered it at 8K, you sample it down to 4K. Or if you render at 4K, sample it down to a 2K video. And that will get rid of that fighting. It kind of softens all the edges. You did 4K down to 10. What? And this isn't Unreal? Maybe you're sharpening too much in post. Because just downsampling like that, you shouldn't have to sharpen anything. It should hold on its own. You did 4K down to 1080. Yeah, that should have done it though. This might be this song. But yeah, watch out for that type of stuff. That's called aliasing. Yeah, also anti-aliasing settings in Unreal should be able to fix that. See, and I've always been under the impression that you could turn all that off and just use like standard anti-aliasing from Unreal, and then downsample it from like a 8K to a 4K or 4K to 1080. This is nice. Oh man, dude, that coffee's been left out for too long. I really like these close-up renders though. So with this shot, I just want to make a quick comment that you see the exposure is a little brighter right in those first frames, and then it comes down. That can be okay if it's a style that you're going for. It's the way that the camera is moving and then it starts to rotate with the same amount of movement, you're going to want that rotation from the beginning, or else it feels strange, and you're not, a lot of viewers might not know why it feels strange, but it feels weird. It's like one of those subconscious feelings. Cat photo though. Cat photo's on point. So in this panning shot here, you'll want to cut it before the camera slows down. You'll want to stay at a constant. That's your cat? That's amazing. You want to have that panning. You want to cut the shot before the panning slows down, because it kind of feels a little strange. This shot also is moving much faster and changes speed as it's flying around. You want to really smooth that out and kind of try and maintain the same speed behind all these. 30K points. Time to spend some. Dude, I got to figure out what to do with those points. Maybe 200,000 get you a hoodie. Think about like where these materials meet and seeing. Well, now I'm saving just in case. That's okay. You only spent 170. You're fine. That edge, not knowing. Yeah, Leo's already got one, man. That edge and making sure that they're good. Frostin, what's up? How you doing? Getting the materials to communicate where they meet is going to be important. It's not timeout. It's where they meet. Curious as a shirt. It's true. Looks like the scale and stuff was worked on. Super cool. Nice presentation of the materials. This works for me. Oh, that's cool. If these are meant to be super glossy on the surface, that's cool. Think about detail normals. Those are real important when it comes to like describing the top of a surface. I think you might have one, because I'm seeing like little micro dents and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Anyways, if you want to be an environment artist, I would love to see more environments. Right now I'm seeing a lot of materials, and the materials aren't bad. They look all right. Yeah, this is really technical stuff. You wanted to learn some? Awesome. I appreciate you feel that way when you come here. Oh man, StarCraft fan art. I gotta go here real quick. Nice, dude. So you get some parallax occlusion mapping. If you can take that swirl pattern and parallax it inward, you can make it look like it's inside of this like glass material, kind of like how you would fake interiors. Yeah, it's a really cool GIF presentation though. Or it's not even a GIF, it's video. Do you see how like when you pause it, it's not blurring, so you get some pretty nice. It's okay, Leo. We're old, man. We think everything that's animated is GIFs. Oh. But yeah, I would remove the demo reel from here. And I'm going to tell Leo that the demo reel should take over your banner. I'm going to talk to him about that. I think that would be super cool. I love this one. And just thinking about the priority of where your videos come into play, and thinking about how you want your portfolio to be depicting the scene, or how you want your work to be depicting what you want to be as an artist. So if you want to be like an environment artist, I want to see more environments. Right now, it looks like you really like making materials. So if you tell me you want to be an environment artist, I might not believe you. You might be saying that to get the job versus like that's your actual passion and you want to work at the place I work at, you know what I mean? It's pretty cool though. Very, very nice. Oh, I want to look at this one really fast. Taking these further would be good. Right now they're very flat. I know because they're hammered in, right? But tell me how hammered it is. I want to see some denting. It's pretty cool though. Cool presentation. Again, the video. Bring it up here. Animate this one, and then scroll down for a still or something. But yeah, okay. I'll be right back. Then we look at the next portfolio. We've got 5 more to go. We're moving at a snail's pace, but it's fine. I want to look at this one really fast. Sorry. So these little details here are interesting. I wish they dictated more about how the edge was shaped, like the transition between the moss and the rock, because this is definitely more stylized feel to it. Seeing this rotating would be really interesting too. I bet down at the bottom. Yeah, there it is. Remember to pause the recording. Thanks, Ollie. Wait a minute. You're rotating the 2 separate materials. Dude, I would totally make a long, like really wide video where you have the rock and the moss and then a mix in the middle. Dude, this song though. All right. I'll be right back.